we decided we wanted a little snack, which that was usually Susie wanted the snack. We would yell, undone yellow, undone yellow. And to the end, nobody knew what undone yellow was, but me and Bonnie and Susie, that was our code word when we need to talk to each other, undone yellow. And we would try to put on plays. We were smart. Bonnie was a smart one of us. Me and Susie, we just kind of followed along, and we would put on plays. We would do all kind of things. We would sit there. One time we did the Three Billy Goats Gruff, and so Bonnie decided I was the troll. Susie got to be the cute little Billy Goats that walked across the bridge. So we got green construction paper and rolled it up in a big cone. And back in the day, glue came in an orange bottle with a little red top on it, and had a little rubber top. And so we got that glue and we put it all over my face and glued that construction paper nose on me. And I'm telling you, it's better than Gorilla Glue is today. Because after we performed the play, which we charged 10 cents for, back in the day, 10 cents from my mom, 10 cents from her mom, we could go get us some candy. So we tried to get that nose off. I had green construction paper around my face for, I think, a week, and probably a red bottom from my mom for 2. But we put on one time, we did Hansel and Gretel. We put up the cushions in my living room and make my mom be the witch. And we would all take turns pushing her in. Bonnie would narrate the stories, and she made me and Susie act them out. She always had the fun ideas. We wrote newspapers, and some of this you'll understand a little more when I get to another part, but we wrote newspapers. Well, Bonnie would always write the newspaper. She's very, very smart, even before she started school, but she would send me out to be the spy. So I would have to go down there, and I would have to sneak around the corner and listen to what our moms were talking about, and I'd run back and tell her, and she'd write it all down. We charged 10 cents a piece for those. And we were all about the candy. My mom still has those in her sentimental box as well. But when we were little, some of my favorite stories were, like I said, Bonnie was my hero. Bonnie was the leader. Well, her mom was redecorating her house one time, and back in the late 60s, early 70s, the Spanish theme was in. So she had these 2 beautiful paintings sitting all about this high or so, one of a matador and one of a beautiful senorita. Well, Bonnie called me in there. She called me Ninian. But she said, Ninian, look, those eyes follow us. Every time you walk across the room, those eyes follow you. So little bitty me, I walk over here. Yeah, there are those eyes. I walked over here, and there were those eyes still staring at me. Well, Bobby said it, so I knew it was so. So I told Bonnie, I said, yeah, they're following us. She said, well, poke the eyes out. So I'm like, okay, if you say so. So Bonnie gives me a pencil, and I go and I poke the eyes out on the matador, and poke the eyes out on the senorita. And I didn't poke a little hole, I poked big ones. We probably stood behind it and held it up and peeked through it at each other a little bit. But her mom comes in. And she comes in there and she sees her beautiful paintings with the eyes poked out. She looks and she's like, what in the world happened? What did y'all do? And Bonnie looks and she said, it was Lynn. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So y'all will take the hit for her. Then one time, me and Bonnie and Susie, their mom owned a little store, and we lived side by side growing up. So we were always with each other. Well, we decided we hadn't sold any papers or made any plays in a while, so we went into the store and we just helped ourselves to some candy. And I think we got about 118 candy bars, and we were sitting there at the house, and we combed through, I don't know how many. There were wrappers all around us, and sitting your candy bars down eating. Well, their mom walked in and caught us again. Her name was Myrna. Well, Myrna walked in, She stood there and she just stared at us and stared at us. Well, I started wrapping my candy bar back up, you know, thinking it's going to get me out of trouble. And Bonnie's sitting there, it was Lynn. I'm like, yes, ma'am, it was me. Then, you know, we had great times. One night, me and Bonnie and Susie, we all went to my Aunt Laverne's house to spend the night. And we were all so excited. My Aunt Laverne was going to take us for ice cream. Which we all, like I said, we like candy. Lord knows we wanted ice cream. But we stopped at the ice cream store, and all three of us went in. I mean, we were like little stair steps. Susie, me, and Bonnie, and we went in, and Aunt Laverne sitting there, and she's like, "What ice cream do you girls want?" Well, we were all being shy, which was not like us at all. I don't really want ice cream. I don't really want ice cream. So we left without ice cream. As soon as we got in the car, we were nudging each other. Why didn't you say you wanted ice cream? I wanted ice cream. Well, it's probably a good thing because we get back to Aunt Laverne's house and we're all hyper. We're all hyper and all over the place. Well, my cousin Robin over here, she had outgrown her toys by this time. She's a little older than us, but Aunt Laverne got out all Robin's toys. And she let us pick from them which toy we wanted. And so we were so excited. We had a whole bunch of new toys. And we wanted to play. Well, I think we'd worn Aunt Laverne out by this time because Aunt Laverne told us we needed to go to bed. We needed to go lay down. So here stood Bonnie, me right in the middle, and Susie over here. And we're all laying there. We're giggling and tossing and turning, and we can't go to sleep. Well, one of the toys that we had picked had a little pendulum in it. So Bonnie gets this great idea that we need that pendulum and we're going to hypnotize each other to sleep. I don't know what the last one, if they were supposed to hypnotize herself, but we were all going to hypnotize each other to sleep. I have to, Bonnie says me, to sit down and get the little pendulum, and I go down and I get it and I bring it up, and we tried, and finally we couldn't do it. We just laughed ourselves till we got in trouble. Of course, Susie in the night rolled over and knocked my earring out, and my ear still appears crooked to this day. Robin had to do it in the middle of the night. But let me tell you about Bonnie when we were little, we played school. I'm sure most of y'all in here played school, right? Well, when we played school, Bonnie was the teacher. She always made me be the boy, John Brown. Could give me a cool name, but I had to be John Brown. And Susie was the little princess. And so anyway, Bonnie had a big chalkboard, big giant chalkboard. She was serious about school now. She got up there and she would write vocabulary words up on there. And she'd make me and Susie sit and write them. And if we didn't do good, she would literally come over with the ruler and paddle our hands. And everyone here knows Bonnie's vocabulary as an adult. And, you know, I mean, Bonnie would speak to me now, and I think I'm pretty much a wordsmith, but Bonnie would speak to me. I'll say, hold on, honey, I'll answer you after I Google about 10 words you just said. But when we were little, she was teaching us college grade words, and she would give us homework. Homework. We had to go home and write our words at least 10 times and bring them back for the next class. If not, we got in trouble. Didn't we, Susie? But all that carried through with Bonnie. I mean, when we were in high school, she would sit there and she would carry home her book bag full of every single book she had, which probably weighed more than her. Bonnie didn't weigh 100 pounds, so half that was hair. And she would carry home I carried home one paper, you know. She was lugging home every book bag every day. And she was always the most intelligent, smart, creative person. She made my childhood a great memory. You know, and these things, our grandparents had a swing out front. Me and Bonnie and Susan would get on that swing. We'd go high. We would pretend like it was a car. Bonnie always got to be the driver. Me and Susie had to be the passenger. Well, Bonnie would decide we needed some stuff from the store. So she made me and Susie jump out of the swing, and run and get what we needed from the store. And then she said, we gotta hurry, we gotta get home. And she would start swinging higher and faster, and she wouldn't slow down. And she made me and Susie jump over in that swing while it was still going about a mile high. So me and Susie kept a lot of bruises on us when we were little. Then one time me and Bonnie took karate. We took karate together, and after karate we would go and we'd eat at Crystal or the hot dog house or Ponderosa or something. But our favorite part was we'd go home and we'd flip each other. So we would take each other and we flipped each other over and over and over again. And Susie claims that we flipped her the most, but, but we had an amazing, great life. And I enjoy sharing some of these memories about my body, my Ruby, that, you know, y'all knew her as an adult. But then she had the greatest excitement of her life when she became a mom. When she became a mommy. I will never forget her telling me the day she told me she was pregnant with Olivia Nicole, the excitement and joy that she had knowing that she was going to be a mommy. She had that nurturing spirit inside of her that she wanted to love and nurture and always take care of everybody and those around her, and no more than her two precious children. And then when she had Buddy and she had a son, these moments are what made her life and what made her the proudest. You two guys were her greatest accomplishments in life, and they made her prouder than anything. So y'all always know that. Olivia, when you were little, your mom liked to dress you up like a baby doll. You were our real life baby doll to play with. We played baby dolls all our life, but now we had a real life one. And we could dress up and stick little bows over your hair, and sometimes we couldn't get enough hair, so we just taped it. But you were still cute. But we had a amazing time. Then Buddy, who we all know is Batman. When he was little, Buddy was always Batman. He had his cape on. He was truly his mom's superhero her whole life. He is a superhero. And like I said, her greatest accomplishment in life is you two. And I know how proud she always was of both of you. And y'all always hold on to that and those amazing memories. I'm going to tell you some of the words that she sent me on Facebook that I haven't shared with y'all yet. Messages in her own words. Olivia Nicole has a cute little baby named Jackson. Her guy Jack is really cool. But she was right, he is a cool guy. She said, Olivia is a great mommy. Olivia has a fun-filled family situation going on. Just real fun, easygoing, a nice, amazing couple. Olivia and Jack, 2 dogs, a cat, Ariel, Jack's daughter. She is a hoot. Love you too, Ariel. And precious little Jackson. Our lives are like, let it be. We just try to enjoy everything and be happy every day. She said they have a blast. They have the best little situation. Jack has a glass blower shop and really cool neighbors that come over and hang out. And Jack builds a bonfire and people play their guitars. It is really cool. Then Buddy and I, this was when y'all still lived in Athens, live in Athens together. Lots of laughs. You will dig Buddy's music. He is a great musician, and he is really sweet and funny, like you were always. He's like you, the cool one. She called me the cool one.